How to make your house look good for selling. How do you put together the property in order for it to sell for top dollar and even sell fast? You want to learn these 3 things that I'm about to show you. Hi, I'm Paul R. Atkinson, your professional coach. In the description, click on the link that's going to help you to put together a property so it can sell very quickly. And not only that, but there's more information in the description that can help you to further your real estate goals in your business today, or if you're a seller, just wanted to see how to do things here. So let's get started. The question is, how do you make your house look good for selling? There are 3 things. And number 1 that we should talk about is the staging. Staging begins from the outside of the home. The curb appeal is what we call it. So when you pull up on the property, guess what? That buyer needs to be fully impressed with what they're seeing. My tip to you would be go and stand across the street and just look at the property. What do you see? Because it needs to look real good. It needs to be impressive. You know, if you need to trim a tree here and there, put in some colors, plant some plants, and put down some fresh mulch, then you should do that. You definitely make sure the grass is nice and green and it's not dead. Or if you're in up north or wherever you are, at least everything is organized and the snow is plowed and all of that. Presentation is the key. Very important. From the outside, you got to go inside. And staging means that you're decluttering. You're taking up any of the things that are unnecessary. You want to keep it like a model home. You want to make sure that everything is in its place. Sometimes you could take down a few things from the wall and cover those holes up. Take a few items off of the tables or whatever stand that you might have them on and just kind of declutter. That's the word. The word is declutter. A fresh coat of paint will not hurt, because if the property has not been presented for a long time and it needs it, that's fine. If it doesn't need it, then you could simply wipe down the walls, hopefully. But you should organize and stage a little bit on the inside to make sure it can present right. So number 1, in order for you to get this house looking good to sell, number 1 would be staging. What's number 2? Number 2 is for you to be able to write a good write-up, like remarks. What do you put? How do you write something that would cause the reader to be intrigued? Well, the tip for you is you want to make sure that you are putting the points inside of that write-up, a paragraph or 2, that tell the highlights of the property. Hey, newly renovated home. Hey, put that up there first. Put it in the first sentence. It's newly renovated. Let's say another good tip for you would be luxurious open plan. What are the main features of this property? Why did you buy it? Remember that? What is the main feature of the property? If you're an agent and you're representing the seller, you could ask that question. What would you say are some of the main features of this property? Why did you buy it? What got you intrigued? You want to grab that information and you want to make sure it's in the write-up. So the write-up is very important. I'm not saying for you to go out there and be an author, but you definitely need to think about it when you're doing the write-up in the description, because the reader is going to get intrigued. Now, when you are doing the write-up, what goes with it? Photographs. Really good photographs. A lot of times I see listings where they're only showing you like a piece of the room. My opinion, invest a little bit, maybe $100, $200, and get some professional photographs. Or get yourself a really good phone and learn how to take good pictures. You can't just do half of the room. Not only that, but you can't leave a room out. You need to create a story. So they need to see the front of the house. They need to see the entrance when you go in. Then they need to see to the right and to the left. They need to see the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, bedroom 1, 2, and 3, whatever, the backyard. You cannot just put the listing up. Having a write-up that is not fully explaining what the details are and having pictures that is not creating a picture. Isn't that interesting? All right, number 3, the final thing that you need to know in order for you to have a house looking good to sell is the pricing. Yes, the pricing. When the pricing is priced right, it looks good to sell. Very interesting, isn't it? But how do you come up with a good pricing? Well, you're a realtor, or if you're doing it yourself, that's fine. But as a real estate agent, you definitely want to do the comps very well. You go to, I always say, do this. Yes, you have the MLS data. That's fine. It shows the recent sales in the subdivision. I want you to take that plus the county sales. So you're going to go to the clerk of the court, and usually you would see this information on the property appraiser's website. You could see the recent sales, what's been recorded. You want to match that up. You know why? Sometimes there are sales that are not inside the MLS. Can you imagine that? Imagine you're going to tell the seller that, hey, we recommend this price to this price, but you're missing out on something that was sold that was not recorded in the MLS. Yes, it happens. So you have to compare the MLS sales to the county records, which is the property appraisers typically. Now, when you find the right pricing, then of course you want to give a range. We want to say, what is the price that you feel like you want to sell at, Mr. Seller? And it would be in between this range and that range, because there's a high end, and the high end compares to what was sold the highest. That means the condition of the property was the highest because it matches the highest sale. How does your property compare to that? Well, if it needs a new kitchen, then you have to subtract the price for a new kitchen. It's all logical. It makes sense. So you have to think about that. What are the 3 things that you need to do to help a house to sell? 1, staging. 2, the write-up, photograph, what you see and what you read. And then 3, the pricing. Those are the 3 things. The secret sauce. I gave them to you. It's always a pleasure to come and talk to you here. And like always, remember, in the description, click on the link that's going to help you to be more successful in whatever it is that you're doing. Give this a thumbs up. Definitely give us some feedback. Write in the comment. Tell us what you want to hear. And I look forward to seeing and hearing you again. Until next time, thanks so much for being here. Paul R. Atkinson, your professional coach. I'll see you real soon. Let's go get him, Tiger.